Hello everyone, welcome to Knights and Dragons, maxing my Northeners. I'm your host Zodiac King, and this will be a 1 to level 99 video, so this is actually going to take some time. I have quite a few fusion boost armors. I'm not really sure as to the total yet, but I'm going to wait until I can get a lot of my my other stuff out of the way. I have a lot of these basics and uncommons, so bear with me. I was thinking about fusing these lower armors together to give me the fusion boosts, or they're the special armors that help you boost up your armors. It's pretty useful. I don't think I made a video on that yet, but for now I'm just going to focus on getting rid of everything that I have from lowest to highest, which is of course always the best way to go about it. Excuse me. I was contemplating waiting for the new patch to come out, but I just decided that it would take entirely too long because I'm actually behind now at this point. I haven't even started crafting the let's see, what's the recent one? I haven't even started to craft the first of the third horseman epic boss, I should say. So obviously I'm pretty far behind with that. That's because I have like 170 something armors right now, so you can see why I need to do this. I was definitely surprised that I got this, guys. I was anticipating only having the one. The other part that sucks too is like I couldn't fuse this if I wanted to, because there's nothing I want that's better. I might consider it if excuse me, if, let's say, I'm trying to think here, if Aquatic were to come out, this and Tectonic would make for a good shot at that, but I have no extras yet, so at this point I don't have any extra armors. I guess technically speaking I do, because my thinking is you want to have just strong elements, and I have a lot of wind because I have Beast and Maelstrom and Cryptid. But we'll figure it out as we go. I know a lot of you guys don't like seeing me fuse epics. I was truly hoping for Druidic, because that I think would really bolster my lineup immediately. That or Forge Stone, but obviously I didn't have a chance at Forge Stone, so. Trying to get rid of all the basics and uncommons first. The order, I guess, really shouldn't matter for that. A lot of Mystics armors. I always like this armor, guys. I love the horns. Looks pretty sweet, and the dual swords are pretty cool. I mean, I'm a sword and shield guy too, but when this one was like one of the first dual weapon epics that came out. So let's see, Blaze was with a shield, Moontide's a shield, Tectonic doesn't have anything in his left arm, does he? Just a big old fist. Oh. I'm not even sure if I'm going to max the second Northerners, guys. I mean, this has a really good high attack, but I already have Arbor Steel, 2 Maelstrom. Both of these already good against water. I'm just doing this more for the fact that it's really good just a water mono, and I don't know, I think it looks cool. It's good to have in the lineup. I guess in a way I'm kind of a collector of sorts, but you know, for me it's not about having multiples of one, it's just about having just enough for what you need. I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of deviation between, you know, players in this game. You know, a lot of people are stuck with the fact that they don't have any epics, and it is quite strange. A lot of people point out on the channel and from talking with people that it seems like it's so much easier for people who already have an epic to get more, and I couldn't agree with that more, because you know, I was getting upset when I first started playing this, and I don't know if I ever told you guys. I quit for a week. I got really upset after the what was that? The Christmas event, when you get all the keys or whatever. And I was really hoping for an epic and didn't receive it, and decided at that point that I would fuse all of my legendaries. And once I had done that, I had 0 good armors left over, and I didn't obviously get anything. And all in all, I quit for, it was really good timing, because I quit and came back before the end of the latest epic boss. You know, during that time I had a guild. I don't know if any of you guys, it was a really small guild. It was called Warriors of the Mist. That was my first guild on here that I made, at least. And it kind of fell apart without me, so sorry to see that happen. But from its ashes, we see that Knights of the Wind here is doing really good. So the story is, when I came back, I had purchased an 11 pack, pretty much telling myself, if I don't get an epic now, I don't plan on playing this game anymore. And I think Gree heard me, because they gave me my first epic, the Maelstrom Irons. If you look back on Mega Fusion 1 there, you'd see it. It's not even, I don't think it was maxed in that video either, because it was pretty recently added. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to touch on during this video, because it's pretty much just idle time while you watch me dump all of these armors in. I kind of want to elaborate a bit more on things that I would like to see changed. I want to say a lot. Let's see. For example, with this new armor upgrading, that's a nice improvement. It's not going to really save you any time or anything, but being able to categorize them makes a lot more sense than just having 30 mystic armors all in the same spot. So, okay, let me start talking about some of the things that I'd like to see changed. And I think this would speak to like the epic fusion I just did recently. I truly feel that you should be able to fuse 2 of the same armor together to get a plus. And I know for a lot of you that doesn't make a lot of sense, and for others it makes perfect sense. But endgame in this is a lot to do with just having strong armors. You know, there isn't any real strategy involved with, you know, lineups and whatnot. It's all pretty common sense. If you have the armors, you put them in line and you do work. Now, the thing is I could fuse until I'm blue in the face. I could have 50 Mega Fusion videos and 12 tectonics, but the truth of the matter is that I can only use 2. And realistically, that's it's not really a good process to go by. How can I explain this a little better? So my thinking would be this: if you could develop, for example, let's say tectonic, or let's go all the way back, let's say Moontide. A lot of people who started this game off well before I did have probably had several of them, if not now. And what you realize now is that it's completely outdated. And probably in a month from now, that list will include Sky Majesty, Beastmaster, Blazeborn for sure, Tectonic. And as that happens, you realize that the amount of time you spent, the amount of money you invested in just game time, really, is all for naught, because now you're outdated. Now you have to do it again. And I think that this game would have a lot more replay value if, like I said, you were able to fuse two like armors to have a plus version. Now, I also don't think that should stop. Well, that should stop at 1 plus. I think that based on its age, an armor should be able to be plussed again. Now, if you extrapolate out having to have like 4 Moontides, it still wouldn't make a lot of sense. Like to have a plus, for example, just for that level. But I think it's something where if you have the armors, you should be able to find a way to use them. Let me get a drink here. Oh yeah. Oh, good. We're almost done with these Mystic armors. I mean, that could also play into some strategy regarding sleeper armors. Let's say, for example, the Ruby Plate Mail. A very, very old armor. One of the first legendaries, if I recall. Maybe, if not the first. But considering its age, perhaps you could have it at 5 plus versus just 1 plus. And legendaries are fairly easy to come by. I've probably in my videos had Ruby Plate Mail at least, I want to say probably at least 10 times. And that's being modest, I feel. But I could be wrong. Maybe it just feels like I get it that much. But, okay, so now we're done with the commons and uncommons. So we'll go to rares. And then, when you have, lineups, people call out, take pictures, you think, oh, wow, he's got a Ruby Plate Mail. I could just stomp him. But at +5, it could be a very competitive armor. And that would give you life to some of the older cards that are still decent armors to look at. I mean, they're in my opinion, I think they're wasting the investment of the armors that they have already had. Could you imagine an arena or a war, for example, where people were switching out armors and some of them were +3s? That's not something you're going to be able to identify without actually having to fight them. It adds a level of strategy in a sense, I want to say. I do feel that would give this game an element that it desperately needs, which is A, strategy, but also B, endgame. For a lot of us, at this point, it's really just pay to win. If you want to do well in wars, which is pretty much the only endgame that's left besides Epic Boss and Arena, both of which, if you want to place high, again, you have to spend money, which it's a concept that I feel that will eventually kill this game, and to just, in the process, make greed rich, if they're not already. And I think that it would give free players a real opportunity to stay competitive. How much incentive is there now to fuse and focus on just getting any fire? if you could get, if you have 2 or 3 Blazeborns, now you could have a plus and waiting for another plus or another regular so that you could focus on getting Blazeborn 2 plus, which would be very strong, and so on and so forth. I think that change right there, as simple as it would be, I think, to implement, would really give this game a bump in playability. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to touch on probably a couple more ideas as well, because as you can see, we're not even at the first friggin' evolution. Yikes. Like I said, I have a lot of armors here I gotta get rid of. Because if that were the case, there we go. There's the first evolution. That sword looks nice, guys. Bam. And then this goes back to the epic fusion video I did. I obviously would not have gotten rid of any of my epics, just for the sheer fact that I would have had 3 tectonics, 2 arbors, so I would have had an arbor plus. This would make for a northerner plus when I finish the event. I'd already have a maelstrom plus, a beastmaster plus. I think that's it. Arbor, tech, yeah. On top of having cryptid and cryptid, blaze. I think that's it. There's so many I forget sometimes, guys. But I really do feel that that's something they should even just address. I mean, and I know I just have a modest YouTube channel here, so I don't anticipate anyone from Grieve watching this, but it's something where, if we work together and figure out what it is we'd like to see implemented, I think they'd want to listen. At least I'd want to imagine they would. And it seems like it'd be a simple enough addition. I mean, I'm not big on understanding how the innards of a video game work, especially of this magnitude. But I do feel that it would be rather easy to implement compared to what a lot of other people might suggest, like a new kind of arena or a more like world boss or something. I don't know. Give me your guys' thoughts. I'm always up for conversation on how to make this game better, because this is probably one of the, I don't want to say the best, but this is one of those games that I've really found myself sinking into, and for the mobile devices, it's unusual. Usually I phase out of these fairly quickly, but this game just has a lot of replay value just for the fact of camaraderie and the guild settings. So, all in all, it's a fun experience. I just think that I'd like to see them spend more time on game development than on chess development. And I think that small change wouldn't affect them financially in any way. Because if you got a tectonic from a chest, it's the same as getting it from fusion, because then you can just add it to your pile or whatever. I mean, obviously you'd have to have a cap, I think. You wouldn't want to have, and like I said, it would be based on age so that these armors could stay competitive. I mean, you wouldn't want to have a ruby plate mail be, 10-star and start beating out, new war epics or anything. Because I do feel that that's very possible. Because at this point, like I said, I'd probably have at least 5+. But again, I mean, there's a lot of things that they could work on, implement, if you will. I don't know. I wouldn't be impartial to a new element. I know that I think we're going to call it a pentagram. The design you have there with and then having a star armor on top of them is fairly straightforward and easy to understand, but I wouldn't be against seeing, let's say, like null armor. Maybe it's armor that, and this is just off the fly, guys, because I don't want to implement anything that'd be too kind of otherworldly, but just having something that adds another level of strategy. What if it's an armor that only criticals? Now, you might say that's overpowered, but if it doesn't critical, it misses. And let's say it was like a 50-50, so you'd be taking a huge risk by using it. But, again, you could also really wipe someone off the map with it. And that just plays into people having their own strategies and game styles and whatnot. I think star armors are interesting. I don't think they're overpowered. On top of that, though, you also have the the fact that they're pretty hard to come by in a competitive sense, because the red Cal plus I have, I couldn't even pretend like I was going to use. It's just that bad. Just with these newer epics, it's just so outdated at this point. And the green really isn't that much better. I mean, I think it's a total of 100 stat points more, and it's a defensive armor on top of that, so it's not really all that good. Of course, if you got silver or bronze chromatic, those are pretty solid armors, but again, I think that all in all, adding a new element or concept to the game wouldn't hurt it. I think it would only help. I don't know. If any of you guys have any ideas, like I said, let me know. I love just kind of talking about them and discussing what would make sense, how it wouldn't, because it's hard for one person to identify all of the flaws in their own concepts or ideas, and any input would be great. I'd be grateful for, guys. Not to mention either, like if earlier on, because a lot of people have issues making the jump while they're at a lower level, but if you were able to fuse two Creus pluses together, and that's what gave you the boost you needed to get closer to Kingdom of Darkness, I'd say I'd be all for it. I'm just thinking, like, how funny it would be if you saw a Swamp Shaman robe 6+, and you think, oh, this guy, I'll just wipe the floor with him, and then he takes you to town on your Blazeborn. It just makes me laugh, guys. What about, just to kind of get off to the next subject, what do you guys think about having epics that you could only get through fusing a set? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to 2 yet, but I'll leave that one there. Let's say, what I was trying to say is, if there was a set, let's say the early set, you would play Moontide, Blaze, and I'm trying to think. Okay, Moontide, Blaze, and Tectonic. So you'd have all the elements, and you could fuse those together to have like a set armor. So it would be, maybe it'd be a way to get a war epic, like the recently added to the arena Blazestone. Having those armors and making that decision would take away from the idea of boosting up specific armor and getting that one armor. And obviously, it'd be pretty expensive to use 3 to make 1, but then again, you'd have a Blazestone. So, and like this is again all ways that a person who plays for free would have an equal playing field to those who spend money. But a person who spends money will have to spend a lot less time getting what they want. That's how I think a game like this should work. You should still, as a free player, have access to a lot of these special epics, because we don't want to feel left out. I mean, obviously I'm not a free-only player, but I wouldn't want people to feel like that they're not allowed to play the same game we are. It takes away from their experience and ultimately from everyone's. That also speaks to the idea that there should also be a way to have buildings that make gems. And I'm not saying like 100 gems a day or anything, but if you're going to have it so that gems are what you need in order to do well in war, there should be a way for free players to stay competitive as well. I mean, that would really throw off different levels of the device there, of the guild layouts right now, because you could actually plan for it. You could sorry guys, I don't normally talk this long. You could know that you're going to wait a month to come in and just start stomping people, going for top 10. It gives you a real opportunity. And let's say it were, I'm trying to think what's fair. If one building makes every 3 hours, it makes one gem. Something, maybe that's really too low, or maybe that's too high. But you could switch around your buildings, and depending on what you're going for, just focus on that. Because gems won't buy you gold, and you need gold for a lot of stuff. So you're not going to be able to make any changes to your guys for that reason. I think it plays to the fact that this game needs a lot more strategy, all in all. And I'm not saying you got to make it super complex. Just make it more interesting for those of us who want to dive in more. Because at this point, it's really just... Oh, not ready for you yet. At this point, it just seems like it's more of just kind of biding my time until either I crack and buy more chests or get really lucky on an epic. Fusing one, at least. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I personally think that wouldn't hurt their finances, and I know it might seem like counterproductive, but if you are intentionally building up a gem supply, but you're going to need more in a shorter period of time, what reason would you not have to purchase if you had that ability? Obviously. Just getting back to it though, it would give you more of a reason to want to spend more, because you know that you're not paying for the whole thing. And realistically, why does it matter to them, what reason you have to spend money? If it gives you more of a reason, they're winning. They're getting what they want, we're getting what we want, and you want the experience to be good for both sides. You don't want people spending their hard-earned money and feeling like they got ripped off, which if you watch 70% of all YouTube videos regarding chests, you feel more burned than anything else. Yikes, this is taking forever. So the good news is, though, once I'm done with these 2 stars here, I'll be able to just dump all of these fusion boost armors I got sitting around. I was contemplating doing my tectonic, but figured since I got this one recently, I would just max it and add it to my collection. See, I think that's all the wind, or the stone. It's all the wind. One steam wizard, one nemesis, which I have no need for. I'm actually contemplating whether or not I'll have enough fusion boosts. I'm starting to think I won't. I probably should have done my my spreadsheets for this. It's alright though. If I don't make it, I probably just won't post it. Who wants to see the leveling my Northerners to level 76 video? I'm gonna double check, guys, if there's that goes right to 3-star. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to drop the kaleidoscopic now because it's so terrible. And we'll just start off at the stone. There we go. Beautiful. Damn. That is sharp, guys. For a mono arm, this is still pretty attack heavy, and I really do like that about this. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it. Oh, boy. Oh, just missed 86 there. Alright, come on now. $95. Did I luck out? Oh man. I'm gonna put 2 in. Wow. Let me think. I think it's, oh wow, look at this. I think 2 is too much. I think it's total of like somewhere around 200. So, I'm going to take the hit because Wicked Wraith is too hard to get rid of. Nah, you know what? Screw it. Oh, I only needed 1. Dang. Well, there you have it, guys. Northeners BattleGear to level 99 from level 1. That was, wow, that was a really long video I'm taking it. Probably at least 20 minutes. Let's take a look. I think I have it equipped right now on my main. Nope, I do not. Isn't she purty? Very nice. But look at this though, guys. It's a mono water, and it's at 2638 and 1900. Now look what happens when I put a maelstrom on. Yeah, looks like maelstrom across the board is better, all attack wise and everything, because of the dual element. Defense is definitely much better because of it's like 200 something. But it's alright. It's still going to be used on occasion for having a grand old time. Still one of the better looking armors in my opinion. Oh, where is it? Come on. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and oh boy, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Any ideas, anything that they could improve on, change, get rid of even. I'm always up for listening, and commenting back. I'd love to get a discussion going if you guys are interested. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for war updates later on today and Mega Fusion videos in the future. Thanks, guys.